Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am super excited for today's video because we are going to be unboxing together. Well, not necessarily unboxing. I cheated, y'all. I can't help it. I was way too excited when I received it yesterday, but we're going to be taking a look at an out-of-print deck that has been out of print for 15 years now. And I'll just go ahead and bring it on here so y'all can see it. We're going to be looking at this one. Oh, you guys. Yeah, so of course this deck has been around. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen other people talking about it, and it's sad that it's out of print. I don't necessarily know why, but because the reason why I don't know why is just because I know Brian's other deck, the Fearies Oracle, which was the first Oracle deck that he came out with, is really popular. It's still popular. And in fact, I have it right here. I absolutely adore this deck. It's funny because I didn't work with it for a little while. And then I had pulled it out just recently. And then when my family and I took a trip to a Half Price Books, I saw that they had this there. And I was like, oh my goodness, they had it locked up. It was part of the, rare and collectible section because you can't get this anymore. It's not available. And, but I didn't get it that day. And then a few days ago, my husband surprised me and ordered it for me. So I'm so grateful and thrilled, and I'm excited to work with this one. So excited because the Fearies Oracle, which mine is going to look different. I did a really heavy mod on this because the cardstock was like paper thin on this deck, and so I actually added contact paper to both sides to thicken it up. So it is quite hefty now, and I love that. I edged it in black as well, and I trimmed it. Yes, I did cut off some of the numbers up here, but it's okay. I have the names down here, and I can easily find it in the guidebook still. But anyways, I love this deck, and with me connecting with it recently, I ended up doing another, like an interview type spread with this deck, and it has so much, there's just so much you can do with this deck. It has so many different energies going on. Like, you straight up have energy, like Fae energies here. You have the earthy Fae, you have, they're so cute too. It's just, this deck, it's amazing. It has so much going in it. In this one, okay, so for strengths, for my strengths question, like, what are your strengths as a deck? Like, what can I come to you with? In this one, he's a trickster elf. Oh my gosh, he's a trickster fairy gnome. And in the guidebook, it talks about how he is a trickster, but he's also like creative chaos. And I don't know, there was a lot to this, but the main thing I got with it was that he will help me break down old patterns, and I love that. So like, this deck, I can come to it to help me break down old patterns. How can we collab was another question I did, and I got the Dark Lady, and she was all about, I mean, her time is the dark moon, but it's also about like rituals. Like, I can use this deck as far as rituals. The Friends was like the personality of this deck, and I love that. So it was like, hey, we can be friends. We can work together through anything. It's amazing. And the guidebook to this deck too is also fantastic. The introduction is wonderful. It's actually, I mean, it's absolutely great. Jessica Macbeth wrote the guidebook for it, and walks you through, like, there's some spreads in here, but there's also a way to like really connect with the cards and to, all that good stuff. There's just so much good stuff. But the messages in here as well are great. You get the keywords, you get a full description, so you can get a feel for the energy of the Fae or the fairy that is in the card, and then you get your starter reading in reverse. I love that they put starter reading because Jessica even talks about it in the introduction, that they really want you to work with this deck intuitively and sit with the card that you pull and see what that fairy has to tell you. Like, what does it have to, what message does it want to communicate with you? So they just put the starter reading in there because it's like their interpretation or what they have heard from that fairy. But then they really encourage you to work intuitively. And so I really like that. So, I mean, again, of course, I've seen this deck online, or, you know, on YouTube of people talking about it, and how it has different energy than the Fearies Oracle. And of course, this one is how the wisdom of fairy transforms a life and relationships, but it's not necessarily romantic relationships, it's relationships in general. So like, it could even also be you and like working on your heart, like, getting to love yourself more and others. And I don't know, it's just, I don't really know yet, you guys, because I haven't worked with it yet. So I guess I can't say too much, but that's what I've heard. And so I'm excited to work with it. Here's the back. And I love that Brian and Wendy worked on it together as a husband and wife duo. That's really cool too. You get a 160-page guidebook that was written by Wendy. Okay, yeah. So anyway, there's the back of it. I'm gonna get this open. All right. I am so excited, you guys. I did already open it and kind of go through them because I was like super duper excited when I received it. And I'm actually kind of glad I did because I went ahead and just at least put the cards in order. I didn't necessarily spend a whole lot of time looking at each card because that's what I want to do with you guys. But I did at least put them in order. So I paid attention to the numbers and put them in order. So here's the guidebook. I will leave those here. And I love the backings. And I was so happy too that it came with all the cards. I was worried that there might be a card or two missing. It came with all of them. And there is some like wear and tear on the cards, but that's to be expected. I mean, that does not bother me in the least. I'm just so happy to have them. I actually plan on getting more contact paper in order to make my decks last longer, like I did with the Fearies Oracle, which this one was solely to thicken it up. But I really love having the contact paper on here because it feels so much more, I mean, it's protected, it's more sturdy. And I want to do that with this one too. So that way, since I can't get like, you know, a backup copy of this deck or anything, I can protect it with the contact paper on both sides. It'll thicken it up some, but I'll feel okay using it because I'm like, kind of like, I don't want to use it too much and then like ruin it or, you know, things because I can't get another copy. So I'm thinking about doing that just to protect it a little bit more, just like my Fearies Oracle. Anyways, ramble, y'all. Sorry, I'm a little bit rambly today. Here's the lovely guidebook. The guidebook is in a beautiful shape as well, which is awesome. There was like no writing in it or anything either. It is a little bit smaller than the Fearies Oracle guidebook, but you still get a good introduction. And I love that there's like these other illustrations in this guidebook as well from Brian. Like, I love that. It's so beautiful. You still get how to use the cards, which is really cool. I love that about the cards. And from my understanding too, this deck also, just like, yeah, it looks like it. Just like the Fearies Oracle, they have it split up into kind of like, I mean, you know, different groups of fae. And this deck's the same way. So you have the Fairy Queens. I don't want to look at too many of the images. Like I said, I haven't looked too in depth at a lot of these. Okay, so you have the Queen. What did I say? The Fairy Queens. Then you have the Queen's Consorts. Okay. Then you have the archetypes. So that's neat. I really like that it's kind of split up like that. And then you have sprites. Okay. Tricksters. Wait, is there another one right there? Oh, the ladies. Okay. The tricksters. The journey. Okay. So that looks like it's all that's all the grouping there. And then you have spreads and stuff on the back. Ooh, an interview with Brian and Wendy. That'll be fun to read. Ooh, I'm excited about that. Okay, and then they also give you quite a bit of pages in the back here for notes. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited to work with this one. I also have heard that people use this for all sorts of different types of readings. So like, even though it says life and relationships, again, it's not necessarily romantic. It's any type of relationship in your life that you want some guidance or advice on. But I also heard that other people use it just for anything, that it can be used for like any question. I've heard that this deck loves the attention, but it does also really love the questions about the relationships, which makes sense because that's what it's made for. But I've also heard people use it for other, you know, like pulls for every day. So I'm just excited to see how I connect with it and how I end up working with it. So there's the lovely guidebook. Now let's look at the cards. So here's one, the Queen of the Golden Bow. And FYI, there may be nudity in this one as well. I just want to put that out there in case you are uncomfortable with that. Oh, yeah, see. But I love it. I just love Brian's artwork because he puts so much detail in here that, like, this bunny, I don't know, like, this is Queen of Bedlam. This bunny reminds me of Alice in Wonderland for some reason. It just does. I don't know. This is going to be so cool to work with. The Queen of the Night. That's beautiful. Look, the cherry blossoms. And then you have this, like, Fae spirit or something right here by her ear. That's a really cool take. The Queen of the Day. I also really love this too, which I'll just mention while I flip, that I watched a video recently of someone else flipping through this deck just because I was like impatiently waiting for mine to arrive. And they mentioned that Brian quoted, or it was like a quote from Brian from one of his books. And it was, do you believe in the Fae? Like, do you believe in fairies? And he said, again, I don't know the whole quote. I didn't memorize it or anything, but it was something along the lines of like, when he goes, like he works a regular 9-to-5 job and he goes and he sits and he has no idea what he's going to create. But these beings, the Fae, like the one will just come out and all of a sudden he'll just start working. And then whatever he ends up for the day was what was meant to come out. And I just thought that was really cool. I love this Queen of Shadows. Another thing I love about his artwork is that you have all these like earthy ones. Like his artwork changes and it's like per suit or whatever too, sometimes like in the Fearies Oracle. But I love how you get like these black and white ones. You get these colorful ones. You get these very earthy toned ones. You get like straight up just sketched looking ones. It's just so cool. And then you have, so the Prince of Shadows, that's cool. And you can still find little detailings that could mean something to you. Like I love paying attention to all these like little background fairies as well as the main one. Speaker of Truth. Like, oh, I love that. Look at that. The Shapeshifter. And since I'm working with the Morgan just popped into my head with that one because she is a shapeshifter, and these right here remind me of crow wings. The crow feathers. And then like the Morgan, like, I don't know, that just, again, that's just my association because I'm working with her. Ooh, the Elven Knight. The Messenger. Oh my gosh, look at him. That's so stinking cute. See, some of these, they're just so cute and sweet. But like, I know they're tricksters too. They can be tricky. So like, yeah, they're cute and sweet and look inviting, but sometimes they'll bite you. I love the Fae energy. It's just, it's amazing. The Thief. Ooh, the Lord of the Forest. Oh, that's beautiful. Lady of the Forest. The Boy. That's pretty. I love all this back here. The Maiden. Heartless Love. The Child. Oh, that's so sweet. The Hero. Love the Owl. The Crone. okay, I've seen people talk about this one and how like the crone, like you have this aspect of her, but then flip it over and you see this one where she's like more smiley and stuff. Like that's cool. Different perspective. Love it. The sorcerer. The magician. Ooh, look at that. Look at the cards. The tarot cards. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so cool. Not gonna lie. I love that. The green man. Oh, I love these. The green man and the green woman as a pair. That's beautiful. The smith. Fairy of youth. Fairy of growth. Tink. Oh my goodness. That right there brings back my childhood. I loved Peter Pan and the movie Hook as well. Oh my goodness. Oh, Tink. You must clap in order for her to live. Oh. Bright spark. Star fairy. Oh, that's pretty. See, that kind of goes back to like the Fearies Oracle with like the energies. Reminds me of that. The fairy of naughtiness. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Oh, look, and they even have Pan. Or the Pan, but that's really cool. Oh, look at the faces in the tree. Oh, wow. See, again, all those details. Oh my goodness. And then you have like, that kind of looks like a rune to me almost, but that's really cool. Okay, see, this right here reminds me of Alice in Wonderland for some reason. It does. That's cool. The Lady of Leprechauns. Ooh, Lady of the Unicorns. Lady of Song. I love how they're like sitting on these other faces down here. Like, that's cool. Lady of Sorrows. And look, okay, I heard about this too, that some of the characters are like repeated. So that's really neat too. Oh, Lady of Faith. That's beautiful. Lady of Joy. The Juggler. Love him. A pairing I want to try is I want to use this deck with the Fearies Oracle. Like take both of those and pair them with the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle, because this right here totally reminded me of that deck. The Wisdom of the Wild Things, because there's like, it's like in the woods and you're coming across all these weird looking like creatures, but like mixed with the Fae. I just think that would be such an interesting reading. I kind of want to try that. Ooh, pick up your ears. Or prick up your ears. Oh, see, I love this. It's like a really rough sketch. Oh no. I love that. Oh, the hidden one. And Two Minds. Ooh, Paradox. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, that is so crazy. How flipping it around like that, totally, yeah, that is Paradox. Holy cow, love it. Oops. The Blessing. The Leaving. Aw. The Remembrance. The Challenge. Joy of the Future. Shadow of the Past. Ooh. That's beautiful. The Song. Oh, see, another character repeating, but I love this. Look at that. That's so cool. It's like the Fae, like they could be anywhere, hiding anywhere. Just got to be open to see them. Oh, look at the sea, just like that. He blends in with the tree. So are you going to pay attention? Oh, that's awesome. The Hope. The Dreaming. The Gift. The Returning. Okay, yeah, and then I heard that there's these three. So you have three here that do not have a card title or anything. And these three are just meant to be solely intuitive. Because like there's, you know, there's nothing to go on here. So these three right here are going to be really, really interesting to work with and see what comes through. Oh, you guys, I get such a good energy, or just, yeah, it's definitely heart center, like heart chakra based, because like it feels good. It feels good to flip through these and see these personalities. Yeah, I'm excited to work with this one. Again, I know this deck is out of print, so, but yeah, so I'm not going to be able to like leave a link to it if you guys are interested or anything like that. So, but I hope you guys still enjoyed this little flip through. And like, if you guys do have this deck, I'm super curious on what it feels like to you and like how you work with it. Because again, I'm like, you know, brand new to working with this one. So I'm excited to see where it takes me. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts if you have it and like to work with this one. Because it's beautiful. And I'm excited to work with it. All right, you guys, if you've made it to the end of this video, I really enjoyed seeing my little heart comments on my last video. So if you made it to the end of this one, leave a little fairy emoji, and I will catch you guys all in the next video. Bye.